Number 45 asks you to convert this fraction 3 over 4 into a percentage. How you do that is, first thing you must do is find the equivalent fraction by changing the denominator to 100. If your denominator was already 100, it's very, very easy to solve. But when it isn't, then you must make the denominator to 100, convert it to 100. Find the equivalent fraction. So 3 over 4, you know how to find the equivalent fraction. If you know the bottom is going to be 100, you find the relationship between 4 and 100. 4 times what is equal to 100? Times 25, right? So you must do the same thing to the top. 3 times 25 is 75. So now you have 75 over 100. And when you want to find the percentage, that is the number you will take out. Once you have it over 100, the number on top, the numerator, that is your percentage. Because percent means for every 100. So 75 is your answer. So 75%. Because it's asking for the percentage, I've given the percent sign here. The answer is 75%. In number 46, you are asked how many months Mr. Andrew has worked at the factory, and he's been there for 2 years. So you start at the beginning. 1 year is equal to 12 months, right? 2 years is equal to how many months? Because that's what the question is asking you. How many months falls within the 2-year period? Your working out is 2 times 12 months is equal to 2 times 12. 12 times table. 12 ones are 12, 12 twos are 24. 24 months. So now you know the answer to here. 24 months. And that's your answer. That's how long he has worked at that factory, if you express it in months. Starting. Number 47 asks you to express 5.5 kg in grams. Take it step by step. 1 kg is equal to how many grams? 1,000. Because kilo means 1,000. So kilograms, 1,000 grams. 1 kilogram is equal to 1,000 grams. Next step. 5.5 kg, you've got to express it as a decimal. 5.5, express it as a decimal. The whole number is fine. The number that is less than 1 is what will appear on that side of the decimal point. Half, let's express it as a decimal. In order to do that, you must make the denominator either 100 or 10, whatever you can most quickly convert it to. Like 2, to make it a 10, that's fairly simple, right? So we're doing an equivalent fraction where the denominator is 10. To get from 2 to 10, multiply by 5. Do the same thing on the top. Whatever you do to the bottom, you do to the top in an equivalent fraction. 1 times 5 is 5, so 5 over 10. 5 over 10, that 5 tenths slides straight into the tenths column. That tenths there goes straight into the tenths column in that number. Remember decimal point, tenths, hundredths, thousandths. Okay? Now. So how do I convert that to kg now that I have this information? So 5.5 kg multiplied by 1,000. I should put the sign here. Sorry, it's in small writing. So 5.5 kg times 1,000 equals whatever it is, grams. Grams. And in a decimal places times 1,000, you're moving the decimal place 3 places to the right because of the 3 zeros here. So 5.5, moving it 1 to the end, moving it another way, another 1 point after a 0, and then another 1 point after another 0. And that's where it goes. So 5500. That's after I've moved that decimal point 3 places, 1, 2, and 3 to its new spot. Okay? So 5500. 5,500 grams. That is your answer. Just put the answer here, 5,500 grams. This isn't a decimal point, that's just a comma. But yeah, to make things clearer, maybe just put 5500. Number 48 gives you the number of the population in a particular province, and then it says the population grew by a certain number. Grew by that number means you added that number. So this is the number that was added. So it started at 33,295. We added 4,389. This is a very simple problem where you just add the two numbers. So we'll do that now. 5 plus 9, 14. 4 carry 1. That gives you 18. Carry 1. That gives you 6. Don't carry 1. 3 and 4 is 7. And 3 plus 0 is 3. 37,684. Check that again. 4 carry 1. 18 carry 1. 6, 7, 3. Always good to check your answers. Okay. Okay, recording. Okay, we're told that Christian bought the bike for $95, then he sold it for $125. Then they're asking, what is the profit? Now, the profit is always calculated by seeing your revenue, what you got in, what was paid to you, less the cost, what you paid out. So the remaining amount that you have is your profit, right? What came in, and then less what went out, what is left with you is your profit. That's a very simple way to describe it. So what came in was what he sold it for, 125, right? 125 was paid to him, less the cost, minus $95, minus what he had paid for it earlier when he bought the bike. We don't know when. Could have been a year before, could have been the day before, we don't know. Minus 95, that's how you'll get your profit. Okay, we'll just do it. 0, 0, 0, 0 minus 0, 0, 0. It's all 0, 0, 0. 5 minus 5, 0. Always align. When you're dealing with dollars, you're involving decimal points, so always align your decimal point. 12 minus 9 is 3. So the profit is $30. Okay, in this question, he has 12 apples and he gives a quarter to his sister. And the question is, how many are left with him? How many are left with him? So First, we have to find out what that 1/4 is. What is the number that he gave to his sister? Very simple, 12 times 1/4. But 12 you must convert it to a fraction. Just put it over 1, like with any number. Put it over 1 to convert it to a fraction. Multiply the numerators, the numbers on top. 12 times 1, 12. 1 times 4, the denominators, 4. Simplified, 12 divided by 4. 4 times table, 4 1s are 4, 4 2s are 8, 4 3s are 12. 12 divided by 4 is 3. So 3 times 4 is equal to 12. Right? You just do the reverse to check. 3. So we now know that the 3 is 3 to the sister. 3 apples, of course, to the sister. And what is left? 12 minus 3 is 12 minus 3 is 9. So your answer is 9 apples are what is remaining or left with Jack. In this question, you're told that the number of children in a class is 42. Then you're told half of them are girls. So you know half of them are boys, right? So half number which is girls plus half of the number which is boys is equal to 42. So whatever the number it is for girls, you know it'll be the same for boys because half and half is equal to 1. Right. So how do you get the half? 42 multiplied by half, which is 1 over 2. 42 you must convert to a fraction, which is just putting it over 1. Multiply the numerators. 42 times 1 is 42. Multiply the denominators. 1 times 2 is 2. Simplify that. So 42 divided by 2 is 21. 21 plus 21 is 42. You can always do it the opposite direction just to check. 21, then you can check again. 21 times 2 is it equal to 42? And it is. So you know it is 21 girls. And you know it is the same number of boys because both were half and half. So you know this number is also 21. So what is the question again? How many boys are there in the class? So you'll write your answer specifically to answer the question. 21 boys. Always make sure you're reading exactly what the question is asking. In this question 52, you're asked to find out the area that's covered by the shaded area. Okay, in centimeters squared. Even though the diagram itself does not say what this measurement is, we are assuming from the question that this is 1 centimeter. For each of the blocks, 1 centimeter on each side. So that one little cube, one little square, sorry, not cube, one little square is equal to 1 centimeter squared, right? 1 times 1, 1 centimeter squared. Okay, so basically then the question becomes, if 1 is 1 centimeter squared, how many of these blocks are colored here? Okay, so there are 2 ways to approach this question. You can count them individually, or you can find out the answer by using a formula. So this is, let's divide this area into 3 parts. This triangle here, right? So this triangle 1, that is triangle 2, and this little square in the middle is square, right? So first I will show you the formula approach, and that way you'll have a strong basis to approach more complex questions. But then I'll also show you just counting the squares, which is a simple way. So the first one we do is the square because it's the simplest one. This square has 2 centimeters on each side, right? 1, 2 centimeters, 1, 2 centimeters. So the formula for finding the area of a square is one side times another side. So we counted 2 centimeters by 2 centimeters is equal to 4 centimeter squared. Squared is with that little 2. It's not showing. Let me just squash it in. 4 centimeter squared. Okay, let's back it up by just showing by counting. 1, 2, 3, 4. Check. 4. Okay, let's move on to the first triangle, this side. Because the triangle is not like a square where it's one side times another side and then you get the answer, you have to find out what exactly the formula is. And the formula is one side times another side if there's a right angle, so if there's a 90-degree angle. Another way to express it is the length on one side times the height. So we don't take this measurement on this side, we just take these 2 that we have, and then you multiply it by half. Because if you see this area, one side times the other side, you'll get the calculation for this whole area. But you'll see it's divided into 2, only half of that is shaded. So the area covered by that triangle is half times this side times this side. So what is this side? 1, 2, 3 centimeters. And this side, the height, 1, 2, 3 centimeters. Since it's a fraction, you convert the 1 to a fraction 2 by putting it over 1. So 1 times 3 is equal to 9. And 2 times 1 is 2. Right? And that gives you an answer of 4.5. 4.5. Sorry, going off the camera. Equals 4.5 centimeters squared. 4.5 centimeters squared. Now you will see this triangle 1 is exactly the same shape as triangle 2. So the formula will be the same here. Half times 3 times 3. Which gives you the same answer, 4.5 centimeters squared. So then we just add up all the different areas. Triangle 1 plus triangle 2 plus the square. Before we move on, let's just check that 4.5. If we count each of the squares, does it work out to 4.5? 1, 2 squares, 3 squares, 1/2 plus 1/2 is 1. 4 squares so far. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and a half left. 4.5. 4.5 on this side, 4.5 on this side. Exactly what using the formula gave us. So let's just add clean on this side. 4.5 plus 4.5 plus 4. 5 plus 5 plus 0 is 10, so carry 1. 4 3s are 12, plus 1 is 13. 13 centimeters squared. And that is your answer, 13 centimeters squared. Okay, this question tells you that George bought some rope or had some rope and his dad got some additional rope. So that's the original length, 2.35 meters, and then there was an additional 3.65. This is a simple problem of decimals being added together. Align your decimals, then it's a simple addition, 550, carry 1. 1 and 3 is 4, plus 6 is 10, 0, decimal point, align it all, carry 1, 2, 3, 5, plus 1 is 6. And that's your answer. 6 meters. '54 is a simple one of writing this number 6240 in words. 6,000, 200, 200, and 40, and 40. Number 55 just gives you 2 decimal numbers, 2 decimals to add. Most important thing, align your decimal points. That is the most critical thing. So once it's all aligned, then it's very simple. 2, there's nothing here, so 2 plus 0 is 2. Next column, 1 plus 4 is 5. Decimal point, align it with the other 2. 0 plus 1 is 1. 1.52. In number 56, you're given 841.35, and you're asked what is the place value of the 3. Okay, remember there's a decimal point there between the 1 and the 3. So if we go from this side, the 8 is in the hundreds, 4 is in the tens, 1 is in the units column, 3 is in the tenths, and 5 is in the hundreds. So the answer is tenths, because that's what they want, the 3 tenths.
Thanks for watching these videos.